We have an injury update. Josh Hart is dealing with back spasms, and we have an update on his availability. I also have more information on how Josh Hart ended up re-injuring his finger. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. This episode is presented by FanDuel. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any new content. And now, let's get started. Injury update. A fully healthy team. That's what I want more than anything else. Unfortunately for New York, you can't always get what you want. Josh Hart is entering this season with a finger injury. And recently, we found out exactly how that injury happened. Shout out to NBA Insider with the New York Post, Steph Bondy, for giving us this following information. According to him, Josh Hart is currently dealing with another injury on his surgically repaired right finger, which he re-aggravated in a workout before training camp. Not a huge story, but we had no information on what happened to Josh Hart and how he re-injured his finger. Now we have that information, so it's good to get some clarity here. This injury will linger and likely affect him all season long. Unfortunately for Josh Hart, even though he's going to play through it, he's going to have to wear a splint on that finger. And Hart, he doesn't want to wear anything on his fingers because when he does that, it takes him a little bit longer to get used to the game, get used to playing in his normal way. So we're going to have to take a look at that. So Josh Hart is already entering this season with an injury. And then recently in preseason, he injures his lower back. Thankfully for Josh Hart, this injury doesn't sound like it's serious. Shout out to MSG Network's Bill Pito for giving us this following update. According to him, Josh Hart's injury, back spasms, is not considered a serious injury. And shout out to Steph Bondy with the New York Post for giving us this update about Josh Hart as well. According to him, a back injury kept Josh Hart out of Saturday's preseason victory over the 76ers. The official diagnosis from the Knicks was back spasms, with the team representative downplaying the severity. It's preseason, and we're going to err on the side of caution. We'll see where he is when we get home. The New York Knicks will be playing their next preseason game this Thursday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. All things considered, I am very happy about this update with Josh Hart. We know with New York, each and every season, we see our share of injuries, always to a number of different players. And now this year, entering the season, Josh Hart, he's already dealing with injuries. So of course, you don't want to see him deal with any more injuries. Thankfully, this back issue is not severe. It's not serious. Bill Pito said it, and even a Knicks representative downplayed the severity of the Josh Hart injury. So I believe come this Thursday, Josh Hart will suit up for the Knicks and play preseason basketball. And that's what I want to see. I want to see if Mike Brown actually makes Josh Hart a starter, because for the last few games, we saw Mitchell Robinson start. In my opinion, that's the right starting lineup. But Mike Brown, he always tries out a number of different lineups. But because of Josh Hart's injury and because he was ejected so early on in the first preseason game, he really didn't get a chance to see different lineups involving Josh Hart. But this Thursday, in the Knicks' next preseason game, we are absolutely going to see that. Will Josh Hart start this Thursday? I don't know. It's anybody's guess. But come opening night, I don't think Josh Hart is going to start. Mitchell Robinson, what he's doing as a starter right now, it's just too dominant. How do you not look at what Robinson is doing and not think to yourself, how could I think about anybody else starting for the Knicks? Mitchell Robinson must start. However, off the bench, Josh Hart, he's going to have a very impactful role because we need a player like Josh Hart off the bench, somebody who can do a little bit of everything. Pass, score, play make, rebound, all of these things. Josh Hart, he excels at it, especially with rebounding. Rebounding at his size as a guard, he does it better than maybe anybody in the league, and that's saying something. Off the bench this season, we're still going to need to see that rebounding efficiency. Just because he's not starting doesn't mean he can't contribute in the exact same ways he used to when he was a starter for this team, regardless of if he's starting or coming off the bench. Because more than anybody, Josh Hart, he understands about sacrifice, and he knows sometimes you have to sacrifice some of your own minutes, some of your own playing time to get to where you want to be. This Knicks team wants to get to the NBA Finals. And if that means Josh Hart plays a little bit less and he comes off the bench, then so be it. That's what's going to happen. And shout out to channel sponsor FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, for giving us this updated information and these latest odds on which players are going to average 8+ rebounds this season. And as you can see here, Evan Mobley tops the list at -1100. Then you have Jarrett Allen, -1000. Then you have Josh Hart, -650. Chet Holmgren, -310. Luka Doncic, -150. And Paolo Banchero, +110. All of these players, whether they have a very good shot like Evan Mobley or a very long shot like Pablo Banchero, either way, every single one of these players has a chance to average 8+ rebounds this season, including Josh Hart. That tells you, even FanDuel knows it. Josh Hart and his rebounding is extremely clutch for this Knicks team. New York needs that rebounding if they want to compete for a championship. And Josh Hart off the bench, when healthy, he's definitely giving you those numbers. But he's dealing with that injury to his finger, and he's going to be dealing with it for the entire season. So the question mark on Josh Hart right now is, what is he going to be able to contribute dealing with these injuries, especially rebounding? I need to see how that injury affects his rebounding efficiency. Hopefully it doesn't, because Josh Hart off the bench, getting those clutch rebounds, being able to go coast to coast, one-man fast break, we need that off the bench. What we don't need is an injured Josh Hart starting. Even if he wasn't injured, ladies and gentlemen, last season, if Mitchell Robinson was healthy and available, he would have been starting. This year, Mitchell Robinson is healthy and available, so he will be starting. Even Josh Hart acknowledged it on the App X. When he saw Mitchell Robinson starting, he knew Robinson as a starter, he looks unstoppable, like a monster. Even if you want to be a starter and you're looking at Robinson doing all of this, you have to take a step back. And thankfully, Josh Hart, he sees this, he knows this, and he's acknowledging it. He knows Mitchell Robinson needs to start, and he knows he needs to come off the bench. There's no hate, there's no ego, there's none of that. All there is mutual respect and everybody trying to get the exact same thing. The New York Knicks in the NBA Finals, so we have a shot to compete for greatness. Compete for a title, hopefully win that title, and bring it home to New York. If the Knicks were going to do it any other season, this year is our year. And even though Josh Hart is dealing with a few injuries, even he knows nothing is going to stop this Knicks team from getting to where they need to get, moving to where they belong, the NBA Finals. But what about you guys? What do you think about Josh Hart and his finger injury and the fact that he re-aggravated it during a workout before training camp? And what about Josh Hart dealing with back spasms, but thankfully it's not seen as a serious injury? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.